Welcome back, everybody. I'm Archon,
And I'm Rook.
and this is another episode of your favorite podcast. Today, we are going to be talking about, I know it's going to be hard to believe, but Dune.
Yes, we're actually creating an entire episode on a full review of the game since it's been out, about a month?
Yeah, a little over a month. We told you guys that once we got some time to play it and actually enjoy it and get through most of the game, that we would give you our full review. And that's what you're going to get today because we got a lot to talk about on it. So,
Okay. We talk about it almost every single week.
yeah, I know, but now once we get our review out, then you probably won't hear near as much about it because after the review, we'll move on to something else. Well, not a different game. I'm still going to play the crap out of Dune, but
Oh yeah.
we won't talk about it as much after today. So today you get the full nitty gritty down and dirty. Is the game good? Is the game worth playing? If you haven't played it yet, should you play it? You'll know after this hour.
Yep. You'll be able to make an informed decision.
But first, as always, let's get into our weeks because our boy Rook here had a pretty big week. And
All right. So as a lot of y'all learned on the last episode, 4th of July weekend, I went to Minnesota to meet my biological dad for the very first time. It turned out way better than I could have possibly expected. So we got up there Friday. Me and my brother got up there Friday morning, and then we went to our aunt's house. My brother hung out with our cousin while I went to go meet my dad before this big cookout thing he had set up, because I wanted to actually make sure it wasn't going to be awkward.
right, for real.
Because I was already going to be in a room, a place full of a lot of people I don't know.
Yeah.
And I also have a half sister that my father conceived not long after I was conceived.
Yeah,
and
pretty close.
Yeah, and he met her about 5-6 years ago, and then was surprised when I reached out, but wasn't in total shock.
Right.
So I also got to meet more of my family. So went up there Saturday or Friday to meet him. Went great. Went in not nervous, but more anxious.
I can understand that.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I was actually worried because of I didn't know anything about his wife. She turned out to be one of the most awesome ladies. She welcomed me with open arms, along with him. It was a whole chill. The entire atmosphere was chill. I actually enjoyed it. So talked to him a little bit, whatnot, and then went back up there on Saturday and actually got there a little bit early for the cookout, and he gave me a tour of his house. So his house is a small house that they added a living room area onto, and then they modified the kitchen and made it a huge kitchen. And I love the color scheme because it's black and white.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's white marble countertops, black cabinets. The only thing I personally would have done different is all my appliances would have been black versus stainless steel. Okay. And so I did that. He gave me a tour of the house. He has a complete finished basement that he did on his own, with 2 bedrooms down there that are 11 by 14. They're huge. They can fit a king size bed, no problem. Then he also built on this other garage and all that. And so I helped him set up. People started showing up. I met a few of his friends. He told me when I first started talking to him several months back, that one of my second cousins used to ride with him when he was younger, and they're still friends to this day. And so I at least knew one family member that knew him.
Okay.
But the cookout went great. I was sitting there talking to my dad, and this guy walks in with this woman, and the woman walks up to me and goes, "You must be Jeremy. I'll talk to you in a minute," and goes and puts her stuff down. Then she came back out and goes, "I'm Anna," and didn't know her, the name or anything of the person, but she introduced herself, and she's like, "You're like the older brother I always wanted, even though you're 5 months older than me." And then it clicked who it was, and I was like, "That's awesome."
Oh, nice. I get to meet my sister and my dad.
Yeah, it was actually really cool. I've met both of his sons, who I think are in their 20s, maybe close to 30.
Okay.
Um, Met Anna, my sister, and then met my dad. So I met his sister and a couple other relatives, and it was just a really great time. I didn't feel awkward at all. It was so warm and inviting that
That's really good. Because I
it,
mean, that could have went a totally different direction. I'm glad that it went well for you, man. That's a
yeah, I am too.
big thing, and I'm really glad it went well for you. So where do you go now? Like where?
So, me and my brother have talked. My actual brother that I grew up with.
Mhm.
Me and him have talked, and we do want to go back and make more trips up there to see more family. Next time, he would be willing to go with me up there to actually meet him, because I do want him to be a friend of the family, especially if what they were saying while this get together was going on is Anna, Beth, and Beth is my dad's wife, and my dad
Okay.
Steve. They were all talking about next year saving up the money and making a trip down here to Texas.
Okay.
Now it's
That'd be
not
cool.
bad; it's a 14-hour drive. Uh,
It's a
I
hike,
made
but not bad.
It's a hike, but I made that on a regular easily when I was driving to Texas to California. So,
Right.
but so we got to go and set up plans for that. They're going to set up the money to do that. They were looking at rentals and whatnot down here. I told them I plan on coming up at least once a year, maybe twice a year, just because I got to work around my work schedule and all that. But yeah, we're going to keep the relationship going. And unlike all these horror stories I hear about these kind of situations, he wasn't a deadbeat dad on purpose. He how do I put this? He didn't remember my mom and didn't know about me, because my family really didn't talk. Nobody, I knew a name, that was it. And nobody really talked to him outside of my second cousin, and nobody put two and two together a lot of times. Uh, it was a really not dark, but wild time for him. So he was drugs, alcohol, bike riding, that kind of stuff. And it was one of his stints in between his jail time. So it's one of those, it was great. I'm glad I got to meet him. And when he learned about me, he was, even on the phone, he was opened arms. So it just felt natural, because I hear stories about people I know that met their dad later on down the road, and their dad goes, "You're not my kid, get away."
Right.
Even
Right.
though they got DNA tests saying otherwise. So I'm blessed that this has gone right for me.
Yeah. That's amazing, dude. I'm really happy for you.
Thanks. I'm overjoyed.
So what else did you do this week?
uh
Anything else, or were you just traveling the whole time?
the beginning of the week I played some Dune. My birthday, I played a lot of Starfield and Dune. Didn't really do much for my birthday, just because it's the middle of the week. Most of my friends are going to be busy with work and whatnot. And then my birthday weekend happened to also be 4th of July weekend. So
Bet you
I
that happens a lot.
it's almost like it happens all the time. Fun
I
fact
know.
though. Fun fact. Did you know that as of July 3rd, we are closer to 2050 than we were 2021 or 2000?
2000. Yeah, I know. I heard that fact and it really like my
My
mind blown. Dude, I'm like, wow, that's
so my
insane.
on the shorter years, my birthday is the exact middle day of the year. And when I
Yeah.
learned that one, I was like, no way, that's cool.
Yeah, that's
But
crazy.
played a lot of Dune Awakening. Talk about that later. Played a lot of Starfield.
Yeah, you
Why
played a
help
lot
me?
of Starfield. Every time I log on, and if you're home, I see you on Starfield. So
Well, Mossy got me into putting in a couple mods. So now I'm flying around in a Federation. I'm, let me rephrase this. I'm flying around in a Federation starship while dressed as the Master Chief from Halo. And my companion is dressed as Bo Katan from Star Wars. So I'm just throwing as much sci-fi nerdiness into this one ship as I can.
you got a whole suit of Mandalorian armor just sitting in your inventory or sitting in your on one of your mannequins on your ship.
Right next to the original Mark IV, or was it Mark IV? Yeah, I think the original Mark IV Mjolnir armor from Halo 1. So yeah, it's a nerdy ship.
Yeah, dude. You're just missing one thing.
What?
You need some Iron Man Tony Stark armor in there, man.
I can probably find it somewhere.
That would be awesome. If I'm gonna pull any weird art like any armor from something else into Starfield, it would be Tony Stark, man. That would be sweet.
I know, right? Tony Stark is awesome on that, and the suit would work too because the fully
Yeah, it
encapsulated
would
suit.
look so cool.
I want to have to see if I can
Flying
find it.
around on your jetpack, except they'd have to make it to where the jetpacks look like they're coming out of your hands.
But the problem with that is because in the game you can shoot your gun while you're launching, so it'll be really hard to make it come out of your hands. But they could do something like War Machine where you put a backpack on and.
Oh, that's true.
Mm-hmm. Dude, could you imagine a War Machine where you got the gun here?
Oh, dude, rocket launchers.
So the one thing I do like about Starfield's the mod I got for the Federation Starship is that unlike all Starfield ships where it's modular pieces put together, they actually took a 3D model and built it out to where you could actually be inside it. I will take a tour of the ship and throw it in here so people can see what we're talking about.
Yeah, you better add in lots of time then, because you gave me a tour earlier and it took like 15 minutes. Do a quick,
I
abridged
will
version.
I will do the tour and then I'll figure out how to make it speed up so when you watch it, you just see it zooming around the ship really quick.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Now,
Then it'll only be like 4 minutes.
I'll just literally run around through the ship so you can see what it looks like. But I like it, and I wish more modders would do something like that. That particular modder actually has an old World War II submarine build too for space.
Dude. And I hate to say this because I mean anybody who listens like has been listening for a while knows that we started off on a show called Starfield Raw. That
Mm-hmm.
show's still out there. It's still around. You can still listen to it. But like having started with that show, I hate to say that, you know, game had so much potential and it's sad to see that the fact that the only way that that game's fun anymore is if you play it with mods that are third party created, have nothing to do with Bethesda. Like that's the only way the game is even any fun anymore. Is you gotta go outside source and mod the game. Otherwise, it's just I mean it's lost its fun,
So
and they're
my
not adding anything to it. So it's like,
my whole argument about the game was, hey, you're 300 years in the future. Your ships still look like old modular ships and not something more sleek in design. Then on top of that, you're not getting anything from Bethesda about it. And that's starting not just Starfield though, but Bethesda's starting to get annoying to a bunch of people because Bethesda's not releasing any info on anything they're making on a regular basis.
Ever. Yeah. You never get the only time you ever get information from Bethesda is as they're announcing and launching.
I heard more about Starfield going into the build, or not
Yeah.
build,
Before the
release.
show. Yeah, before the release, we heard more about it than all of afterwards combined.
Yeah.
Nuts.
I heard more about Starfield on their pre-release than and development of Starfield than I have Elder Scrolls 6. They're
Yeah.
being tight-lipped about everything, and it makes absolutely no sense. You can't build up the hype, so everybody's gonna be like, "What do we expect from the game now?"
Right, exactly. Like, I don't know why
But
they think this is the cool new business model, but it's not. We don't like it as gamers. Like, we don't like not hearing anything or knowing anything or just being completely left in the dark and then suddenly all of a sudden, like with Oblivion, they never even confirmed that there was a remaster until the day they released it.
mm-hmm.
It was like
It's ridiculous.
there were rumors, but there was nothing confirmed until the day they released it.
The only one I see constant info on is Fallout 76, and that's because it's a live service game.
Yeah.
They have to stay active on that one.
Yeah, even ESO, I don't see much news for ESO at all.
No, I haven't. I see occasionally where they talk about their next DLC, but I haven't really seen anything about ESO. You're right.
Yeah. And
It's
that's
like
another live service game and nothing.
It's like the Fallout team cares more about making their games and announcing them than the Elder Scrolls or Starfield teams.
Probably because Fallout is big right now because of the show.
True. They need to make an Elder Scrolls show.
Could be good if they did it right. I mean, they literally could do anything.
I know, right?
I mean, there's no limit. They could just make a fantasy show and call it the Elder Scrolls. I mean,
there are some things you have to keep true to Elder Scrolls.
I mean, you got to have
your
like
races.
Morrowind. Yeah, you got to have like Morrowind there.
Locations.
You have to have Skyrim there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to have the different locations. But other than that, like, you literally can make up any story you want.
I would love to see them because there's not a lot of stories that take place in like elsewhere where the Khajiit are from. Yeah, right. Elder Scrolls Online has some, but they have that whole zone. But I would love to see a story from a Khajiit's point of view coming from elsewhere. And yes, I'm not lying. The name of the Khajiit homeland is Elsewhere.
Yeah.
They thought hard on
that
one.
A whole show about furries, huh? You just want a whole furry show, you know?
Why not?
There's a name for people like you. I won't say it because this is a nicely rated show, but that's funny.
Anyhow, how's your week been?
My week has been pretty good. I did a lot for the 4th. We went over to my wife's family's house. We had a really good time. Of course, it never fails anytime I do anything like out of the norm. I get hurt in some way, shape, or form. It always happens. And we were playing in the lake and just having a good time. We're in just a regular lake, right? Just having a great time, wrestling over some boogie boards and stuff. And I'm just owning everybody. I got all 3 boogie boards under my arm. They're all trying to take them from me. And I'm just like running around. And every time somebody comes close to me, I slap them in the head with it and keep running and stuff. And then I stepped on a clam. It was closed, but it didn't stop it from being sharp and cut my foot like open. And that was cool.
Good job.
Never fails. Why is there even clams in this lake? Like, for real, there shouldn't be clams in this lake, but there were, and I found them. So, yeah.
You found them the hard way.
Yeah, and then we were running and jumping and doing, like, tricks, air quotes, tricks off the dock, and one of the times I went to go jump off, I caught a big, thick splinter in my foot that I had to pull out, and it was just a good time. I mean, I had fun. We had a blast. All all the neighbors got together, like the association or something got together and did a huge fireworks show. There was like multiple fireworks shows all around the lake, so it was really fun. But one of them was being shot off like at, in my in-laws' front yard, basically. So we were just sitting there, like looking straight up, just watching them go crazy. It was the closest I've ever been to fireworks, like a fireworks show. It was pretty awesome. But
That's
I
good.
played a lot of Dune, obviously. I mean, I'm in the process right now of a complete rebuild because I wanted to revamp my house and change it up a bit, make it a little bigger. Got to make it bigger than Rook's now because he made his bigger than mine. So naturally, I got to take that next step, go a little
You,
bigger.
you do know mine's not done yet, right?
Neither is mine.
I still have a whole floor or two I need to finish.
My mine is not done yet either, sir. But
I'm going to get in the game after this recording, and I'm going to go and see what it looks like.
mine, see where it's at right now. It's I've only got like one wing of it, and I have to. It's so big, and I have so much stuff in it already that I had to move all of it into like one room area of it, so that now I'm building this big other section, and then I have to like move stuff back so that I could demolish the other section because yeah, I'm not gonna try and like all of my like my fabricators and all my like power supplies and things like that. I'm not going to destroy all those and rebuild them. So yeah,
Yeah,
just moving everything around and shuffling it and do the shuffle and yeah, it's getting there. It's going to be massive. And I just unlocked like these new lights that are really freaking cool.
how bright are they? Because that's my one
Very
complaint.
bright. They're ceiling lights. The ceiling lights are really bright and they do like a big area.
I think I'm going to have to increase my brightness on the game because even with my ceiling lights, it's really hard to see anything, and some of them are only 2 blocks high.
Yeah, these ones are really cool. And there's like one of them is a whole like a actual chandelier, which is really cool.
Where'd you get it at?
It's the Atreides light set that you get from the Atreides vendor.
Okay,
I think
I have to run
it
over there.
wasn't very expensive either, but they're really cool. There's a chandelier and then there's this other light that's the one I'm using right now that I really like. But yeah, it's so I'm rebuilding that and stuff. And then I came across something that I've been looking for years. I have
Oh
been
yeah.
looking for an emulator, like an emulated server for EverQuest Online Adventures, because that, other than EverQuest, that game was my jam back in the day. I absolutely love that game, and I came across the Sandstorm server, which is like 90% complete. They got all the quests in. The only thing that they're still working on is the like the crafting system. But other than that, like all the quests are in, all the coachmen and the every like all the NPCs. They've even added more quests and dialogue and stuff to the game, and all the epic quests. Everything like is there. And I've been playing that for the last couple days, and I'm really, really having a blast. It's so nostalgic. It's hard getting like reused to the controls on a controller because I'm not used to playing EverQuest with a controller, but I'm starting to adapt to it, and oh, it's all the memories flooding back. It's so good. I love it. I love that game so much. The graphics make me want to puke, but like the game is so much fun. So yeah, I'm gonna you might hear about that over the coming weeks because I'm having a blast with it. My
That's
guy's
good.
only like I've tried a couple different characters and I'm only like level 6 on like 3 different characters, so I'm not very far. But
I'm gonna have to get back into my Star Wars Galaxy simulator.
oh, dude, I'd play that
Anybody,
game too.
if anybody plays Star Wars Galaxies that listens, and you're on the Legends server, let me know because that's the one
You
I
show
play
me how
on.
to get on. I'd play that game with you.
I gotta remember how to get on. It's been a
Yeah,
while.
you show me how to get on. I'll play that game with you because I love that game too.
The only issue I
It's fun.
have with Legends is I don't remember if it's post NGE or post CU. Uh,
I
I
don't know what
hope
that
it's
means.
Post CU is the post combat upgrade that came out right around jump to light speed, and then NGE is a new game experience which made a lot of us mad, and that's the reason why we left.
Oh,
It
see,
pretty
I
much
never
made
even played Jump to Light Speed.
jump to light speed is awesome because you can just build your ship and
When
then
I quit
fly.
playing, it was like before anybody had even like become a Jedi.
Yeah, Jedi was a thing when I played, but you had to earn it. You had to
Yeah.
go. It was a process. It wasn't something you could just find. And if you pulled out your lightsaber in front of people, you'd get a bounty, and then bounty hunters could come after you.
Yeah, see, my character was a bounty hunter creature handler. And he was fun.
Nice. I
I
did
had a
a
blast with him.
smuggler. Was it smuggler? I don't remember.
I had a blast with him. I had all the Mandalorian looking armor, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So is that it for your week?
I would play that game in a heartbeat. Yeah, that's pretty much. Oh no, it's not. No, it's not. I also finished the first book, Ready Player One. I finished it.
Oh yeah, I
It
actually got into that book now. I started listening to it on my way back to Texas from Minnesota.
Yep, I finished the first one. I was very very pleased with it. I like it better than the movie. Obviously, there's not many movies that are better than the book.
No.
Just doesn't happen because with a book you can have so much more. The movie is just like the cliff notes basically of a book. But yeah, I really 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 like the book. I immediately started Ready Player Two.
Still Will Wheaton?
Six. Yeah, still Will Wheaton. I think I'm 6 chapters into Ready Player Two. This one
Nice.
is a little different. I want to talk to you about it once you get there because there's a whole system in the second one that would be a really cool talking point for the show.
Okay.
Heck, the whole one thing I realized while I was listening to Ready Player One that I think we could even have a whole discussion on. It won't be today, obviously, but like based on the way they describe things in the way that they like portray the Oasis, technology wise, we are so close to being able to make something like that happen.
We okay, so think about this for a minute. The way they describe the Oasis, we pretty much already have.
Kind of. Just about. I mean, it's almost
It's
like a
not
VR.
it's not at the level. Well, because they explain it simply. It's just VR goggles and haptic feedback gloves. So
Right. But I've been at the store and seen like you can buy actual boot suits.
mhm,
The way they describe boot suits where you can like feel the action stuff, you can buy those right
yeah.
now.
The only issue is you can't. We're not to the level of technology that they are for graphics because they're. He said the way they described it,
Oh, dude, you haven't
it
have
was nearly real life.
yeah, have you ever played like a PSVR?
Mhm. You
Yeah.
can still tell it's a video game. It doesn't look almost like what you see on the screen right now.
Some games do. Like Resident Evil. Yeah. That game scared the crap out of me because of how
Well,
realistic it
let me
looked.
let me rephrase my statement. Live service games.
Right. Right. I mean, but we could. Like if somebody really wanted to, they could make that happen.
I don't think that the graphics processor is to the level it needs to be to withstand that kind of graphics. And we're already paying $80 for new games. I don't want to pay $140, $150 a game.
Yeah, but that's the thing with like in the book and stuff, the Oasis was free.
Yeah.
Like there's a
And
lot of things, everything you did in the Oasis you had to pay for, but like
mhm.
the game itself, like being able to log in, like all the technology benefits, all the like all the education benefits, all that was all free.
See, if we can get to a worldwide unity in our real world, I think it would be great because then you can do all these things with people around the world. You can have schools teaching
Right.
everybody.
The problem though is they even describe it in the book as it literally kills humanity. It makes like the world just goes to all crap
Well,
after the Oasis comes out because
no, 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 no,
everybody spends every waking minute in the Oasis and like
no, 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 no. I just listened to that point. That is not the case. The case is the collapse of the oil industry and oil becoming too expensive for people to be able to travel and stuff. The Oasis was developed and became their only escape from reality when they're
yeah,
not at
but you'll
work.
get further in. When you get further in, you'll hear. I mean, they describe it in the movie and stuff too. Like people stop doing things, and when they stop doing things in real life, then businesses crash, and then the economy crashes, and then pretty soon everything is reliant on this video game. Like they
Yeah.
actually describe it at one point as like if the Oasis ever shut down, the entire world would go like cease to exist within like a matter of weeks. Like the
See,
whole world would die if this thing went down. So we don't like I don't want to get that dependent on something, but like at the
see,
same point, like
I don't think we'll get that dependent on it, but if a singular basis of see, this is where the book deviates. I really need to start thinking my thoughts straight. This is where the book deviates from real life. In real life, we're already pushing towards renewable energy, all that stuff, to stop being so reliant on oil. In the book, the oil industry collapses
right.
because they run out of oil, and that causes people to have to actually move closer to cities again and all that stuff because they can't afford all this other technology. And so they start living in these slums called stacks. And to escape that, they go into uh, Oasis.
Right. But like
So
I mean, the way they describe it, like everybody, all the people's jobs, everything you do, everything is in the Oasis at this point. Like people don't actually go to work anymore. They just log into the Oasis and work from there. It's like, but I mean, we're kind of getting to that point anyway. Like a lot of people work from home and just log into their computers from home. So I mean, I don't know.
there
This could
will
happen.
there
This
will
book could be a
always be
warning.
there will always be jobs where you have to go into the facility to work. There will always be those jobs in manufacturing where you have to do that.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, my
Yeah.
job, for example.
Yeah, but if nobody's flying planes anymore, then
See,
you don't have to go to work.
that's where real life deviated heavily from that book. The book was written in what, the early 2000s?
Not sure.
I think it was
Could be.
it was after certain events in real life happened that they mentioned in the book, so it had to have been
Yeah, it
more.
takes place in like
The book takes place in 2040 something.
no, I thought it was further than
The
that.
No, it was like 2049, 2045, somewhere between that time frame. The book
Yeah,
takes
maybe.
place there, but they mention things that already happened in real life. So I think the book is around the 2010s time frame, somewhere in that time frame
Could be.
is when it was written. But it was written in the style of 1980s, and they're heavily into. I really think the author of this book was really into 1980s technology.
Well, yeah, because I mean, they even describe like Halliday, the guy that has the Easter egg and everything. He was really like stuck on the '80s, and that's why
Mhm.
everything is '80s themed. But like, I like how I said we could get we. This was a discussion for us to get into in another time, and like we totally just dove right in. Like that's
Uh,
amazing.
let's get into our main topic.
Yeah, before we this rabbit hole could go forever because man,
I I think we found our next episode.
maybe you'll have to get further into the book if that's the case. But
Oh yeah, I'm going to
so Dune,
Dune. The Dune.
Dune,
Dune. What's
Dune.
my back say? Awakening. What's my say? Dune.
Oh my gosh, no, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Oh, well, on that
I
note,
did.
we're gonna end the show right. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, so there,
Yeah,
I got a list of some things I think are good and some things I think are bad. You can add to, remove from, whatever you think.
I put something in there, but like,
I know you added like one thing.
well, because you had good points already. Like,
All
here's the
right,
thing: the game has an overwhelming amount of things to do.
yeah,
And I'm going to put that as both a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing because it gives you stuff to do. It's a bad thing because I'm 215 hours into the game and I still have so many things to do because I keep getting distracted by doing other things.
mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a lot to do. I haven't done nearly half the things you've done. The one downside to the amount of things to do is there's a finite number of contracts you can do, which give you the most amount of money.
Yes
And
and
since
no.
you got to pay taxes, it's annoying.
Yes and no. Because another thing you can do is in the deep desert, there's the underground facilities, things like that. There's
Mhm.
the PvP ships that you can go to because people don't really it I've never been killed in one of those ships. Not once ever have I even been shot at. So I go in though, I don't even care. But like when I run through like the testing stations and stuff when I was looking for those couple items that one day, I
Mhm.
was getting anywhere from 3 to 5,000 Solari out of the chests every
So
single one I did.
you
And you
spent a
could
lot.
do them every 45 minutes. So
You
like,
spent
huh?
you spend a lot more time in a deep desert than I do, which I need to start spending more
Yeah, see
time in
you haven't
this.
really been to the deep desert, so you don't you but even like the regular testing stations in Haga Basin, like you get like 1 to 2,000 per run when you do those things and they don't take very long and they reset every 45 minutes, so it's like you can even if you're not running the contracts, you can get money to pay your taxes pretty easy.
True, but the if you actually, because I don't just fly through, I actually pay attention to the wording of the mission board contracts. It's where you're
Uh,
actually reading all of what they're trying to figure out, and when you contact the issuer to
yeah, I
turn
do
in the
too.
parts.
Yeah, I always pay attention to the story. I don't just skip
There are
through it.
so many stories going on in this game.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's start off with some of the good things I got listed. So, one thing I really like about this game versus a lot of other games I've played is PvE players, people who don't like doing PvP, player versus environment. They can enjoy this game just as much as a player versus player.
I don't know if I'd say just as much because again, I guess this comes with like the amount of time I've played. Once you get to like the tier 6 level of the game, which is the highest tier, like you need a lot of titanium and a lot of spice and a lot of stravidium ore and you can get them in areas of the deep desert that are PvE, but you're going to get very, very, very little. You're going to spend hours and hours and hours fighting with everyone else who wants these couple little nodes that are available. Whereas, like in the PvP areas where people are going to try and gank you, it's abundant. Like you can find islands with like 80 nodes on it. And like it's a lot harder to get the high end materials if you don't PvP, which I'll put that as a negative because that kind of sucks. I wish there was I wish they had servers that were straight PvE for people who don't want a PvP at all. I
Mhm.
wish they had a handful of servers that were just PvE servers for just those people who don't want a PvP. And they might make them eventually, but right now they don't have any and that kind of sucks.
I don't see them going into that route. Uh,
Probably not.
Primarily because the system they got is working, and yeah, I don't. You won't get as much materials, but I'm having fun playing the game without even going up to tier 6 items.
Yeah. But I mean you get to a point where like you kind of like that's the next step. Like I'm to the point now where like I need titanium if I want and spice if I want to advance any more than where I'm at. So like it would be nice to have a way to get it that I mean you could if you're a PvP player and you're good at it and you can survive out there like in a week you could be like bam I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Me it's going to take me months
See,
to get the materials I need.
that's why you build up the guild, and we all go
True.
out there, and because the
That is
problem
true. We
is
need to
where you
make
got,
the guild bigger.
yeah, true, where you got to enter the PvP area of the deep desert. People just sit there and wait for you to show up, and then start shooting at you as soon as you show up.
Some people do. But I've heard if you go out like late at night, like the hour like around the hours that a lot like a
I,
little bit less popular hours, then you it's kind of safe. I actually made like 3 different ornithopters so that I can go out there and start trying to adventure out a little more. That way, if I do get killed, like I have a backup ornithopter and then a backup for my backup. But I don't know. I'm still kind of scared. I mean, the game obviously is meant to be played with friends.
it is.
That's one thing I do like about it. The problem is you got to have a pretty decent sized crew because, like, for instance, to get a like if you find a big old spice thing, you need somebody to pilot the carrier,
Mm-hmm.
the carrier ornithopter. You need somebody to pilot the sand crawler to get the spice, and then you need multiple people running around with assault thopters protecting you so that other people can't come blow you up while you're trying to get the spice because you can't pilot all of them yourself. Like if you're going to do this, you have to have even with no protection, you have to have a minimum of 2 people because somebody has
Mm-hmm.
to bring you and drop you, and then like you can't just land your ornithopter and the worm will get you. Like the sand crawler just doesn't move fast enough. You need to be able to go pick it up when the worm comes. So like
Yeah.
it's definitely, but the amount of spice and titanium you need to even get to the point where you have a carrier and a sand crawler is just insane.
Oh yeah.
Thousands, and I've got maybe hundreds at the most. So
All right. The next bullet I put on here is while we have talks where griefers will sit and sit in PvP areas and just attack you, the game is harder for griefers to attack you. They can still do it, and one of the bad things is griefers like life will find a way.
yeah,
And they have found a way in Haga's Basin. They will take a thumper, throw it on your vehicle, and then land their ornithopter on it until the worm comes and then take off so you can't get out, take off.
yeah.
So what they need to do is in that case, I do think it'll ruin the immersion if they do it, but make it where if you land and somebody's right there, it either pushes their vehicle out of the way or it just lets you land right through them and doesn't let you shut down or anything. It lets them hop in and take off. That's the only way I could think they could stop it. But it is harder for griefers just to be complete buttheads.
I actually had somebody try and do that to me the other day. I was playing and they tried to I was getting some spice and they came and tried to land on top of my ornithopter, but I was able to like wiggle my way out.
That's why you should always carry a bunch of guns with you.
Well, you can't shoot them if you're not in a PvP area.
True, you can't. But the meanest one I've seen is them throwing on the person's ornithopter, throwing the thumper on it.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know you could do that either until I
You could
read
attach it
articles
right
about
to
it.
their ornithopter.
They like throw it and it attaches to the vehicle or something like that.
Huh.
All right. So the next good thing I have, and as you've noticed, I'm not going to list all the bad things because we're talking about the good and the coinciding bad. I already said this thing has contracts that make the game fun, but they are finite. The journeys are really fun because it explains the story of the Fremen
Yeah. Yeah,
and
you
I
get
actually
a
like
lot
that.
more backstory throughout the journeys and stuff, and there's a lot of journeys. I've gotten nowhere near completing them all.
No, I got like over half of them done, but there's still a lot I need to finish because I think the
Yeah.
one for helping out the whatever major house you join, that one takes a while.
Yeah, think I finished that one.
But here's something else I really like. The game feels alive. The world feels alive. It doesn't just feel like a dead world.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Wait till you start going down to the deep desert, dude. It's nonstop. The chat is nonstop. People are like either talking crap to each other or people are, asking for help and like it is nonstop chat in deep desert. I love it.
But no, what I mean by feel alive is nobody else could be on, and I'd still feel like the world is living because each base has each of these bases has people you can go fight. When you do the
Oh yeah.
jobs for people, it tells you, "Hey, I need you to go do this because took my sister or whatnot." So they made the world feel alive.
Yeah, plus I mean every time you leave your house you see new houses cropping up and things like that. So
Hmm.
you whether they're on or not, you feel the presence of the other people around.
Oh yeah, and that's a good thing, but that's also a bad thing because they'll, like in the deep desert, build right on top of nodes, and the node won't respawn.
Yes, it's so frustrating when people build on top of the titanium nodes because there's only so many of them in the PvE area, and when people build on top of them, they won't spawn.
Hmm.
So now there's less,
Oh
and
yeah.
just makes it tough.
Let's see. The biggest and most positive thing this game has going for it is there's more to expand upon. There is so much more. They can add another zone or two. They can add plenty of more things to do in this game. Yes, there's a lot to do, but they can add. You got Hagas Basin, you got the deep desert. They can go add this another zone over here for this whole other thing. It's just the way they mapped out the world map is amazing and gives you more
I
wanting
really,
more.
I really hope that in one of their future updates they add kind of like Destiny did with like the raids, where you could go in with like multiple people and have like the raid dungeons. Because there
I
are some areas that like I noticed, for instance, one of the testing stations in the deep desert. You're not doing that by yourself.
Oh, I know. I listened to you while you're trying to do that, and you and this one other person just kept dying.
Yeah, we were getting wrecked, and there was two of us because it was like waves of like 8 mobs at a time, and you had to fight 6 different waves of these mobs, and they took like 8 to 10 hits each to kill. So
Hmm.
like you're not doing that by yourself. So like if they could definitely add in like raid type mechanics and dungeons where like better loot drops and things like that. Like that would be really fun. So I hope they do add something like that.
Oh yeah, it'd be a blast. But the problem is right now, while they still have more to expand on, flying into overworld is kind of boring while you're just going between the two major houses, Haggis Basin and the deep
There's
desert.
more to the overworld. I just haven't like explored it yet. That's one of the journeys is to go like you have to go around and explore the different areas of the overworld map. So, I mean, guess I'll do that first before I make a final opinion on that. But yeah, there's a ton of stuff they could do with that map.
Hmm.
So hopefully they utilize it.
Oh yeah, and like you said, there's plenty to do elsewhere for right now.
Mhm.
Base building is fun.
That is one of my favorite parts of the game.
It is. It's a
I love
blast
building a
trying
base.
because it's not just a square base or this triangles to make a circle. No, they actually gave you round shapes ish.
Yeah, they give you like roundish, they give you triangle, they give you like
Hmm.
angled, they give you like different pitches to your angles and like yeah, they give you lots of different things to do. And while it's not like Enshrouded where you can like break it down to like 1 or 2 pixels at a time to like
Hmm.
really like personalize it. I mean, I have yet to fly around and see the same base twice.
Yeah,
for sure.
I've seen it's always
They're
different.
super creative, and like the area where I have built, I like I I like to call it the Shadow Ridge of Paga Basin because where I used to live out in California, there's this place called Shadow Ridge that was like all the fancy rich houses. And
Oh,
that's kind
yeah.
of what the area of the hill I live on looks like because they're all like these massive mansions just lined up around. That's why my base was looking a little lackluster there. I had to revamp it a little, which
But it's awesome seeing what people are building because you got some people that just built the simple, I'm gonna build this really tall tower. You got
Mhm.
some people that build different level platforms and stuff, like I had on our first base. And then you got people who just build a simple little hut. And it, like you said, there's
yeah,
so
you got
many
whole
different.
castles. Some people build castles, which is pretty awesome.
There's a guild that they have to be working together as a guild because it's huge. If I was to build something like that, I'd be paying at least 20,000 in taxes.
There's this one girl in the deep desert that builds out there every week. She finds a spot that's right on the PvP PvE line and she builds
Mhm.
this massive base that she runs like events and stuff out of. And then she also builds like this like starting ramp and ending ramp where she'll do like races through the desert and stuff and like give
Oh,
out prizes and
nice.
stuff. But, like, in her main base, she does all these there's, like, the main PvE area where she has crafting stations of all type that anybody can use, and then she also on the PvP side has, like, a big arena where people can fight and, like, it's designed to get blown up, and she just goes in and repairs it a couple times during the week and stuff, and, like, she takes a lot of time, and it's really, really cool.
She's the one that utilizes that scanner that scans a base and replicates it.
No, because it's different every week.
Oh, it is? She actually goes and rebuilds it differently every
Yeah, she
week?
rebuilds it every week, and it's a little bit different, like, I've seen it a couple times, but it's massive,
I'm gonna have to go check that out.
massive.
But
Because
yeah,
in the
that
deep desert, you don't have to pay taxes out there because your house gets destroyed once a week, so it
oh,
doesn't
yeah.
matter how big I mean, you save up the money to make more of those little what are those little things called?
Uh,
Things that let
the
you expand your base.
yeah, I forgot what they're called.
Yeah, you can I mean, you just gotta save up the money to make multiples of those, but, like, I mean, from all the events and stuff, she gets, like, donations and stuff to help build, I'm sure.
Oh, probably, or she's part of a guild that actually that's all their thing is building.
Maybe.
But
Yeah,
building is fun, but the problem is building can be overwhelming if you're not creative. And there's
yeah.
not a lot of guides out there that can help you figure out how to do certain designs. Um, and then, uh, like you said, there's crazy amounts of things to do. But I love this game. I play it a lot. I haven't been playing it so much because last week I knew I was going to be traveling and I didn't want to get heavily invested in anything in that game. My biggest issue with the game so far, and I don't know if it's my internet connection or what, but it's at times just takes forever for textures to load.
Yeah, every now and then, like, there's this one place that if I go, I think it was in yeah, it was in the deep desert. There's this one spot that, if I went, it would, like, take, like, 30 to 40 seconds for the textures to load right there.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I don't really have that issue very much, like, it seems to work fine,
The other
but
issue
I
I
don't
have
know
with the
what's going
game
on.
is sometimes it'll take 2 or 3 attempts to get into the game,
Yeah,
into the
this that
server.
sounds all everything you said sounds very user side because I log in and I log right in.
But I
I
have
did have
no.
one issue. I had one issue where after a recent like hot fix they did, if you camped out in the area where my base is, of course, up in the upper shield wall area, you
Mhm.
couldn't log into the game.
Oh,
And
yeah, I remember you telling me about
yeah, I
that one.
wasn't able to I had to like log in to the same world group but a separate server so that it kicked me down into like the starting area
Mm.
and then log back into our server because then the last place I was logged in was the starting area. So then it started me down in that little trade post down there, whatever that starting trade post is.
Yeah.
and then I had to like pay one of the taxis to fly me back up because I didn't have when I logged out, I didn't have my backup tool. Like I didn't have my ship in my backup tool, so I had to pay somebody, like pay the little taxi to fly me back up, so that I could then make my way to my base. Thankfully, one of my bases is kind of near a trade post, so it wasn't too hard to get back to my base. But that was the only way I could get back in the game because it was like some weird bug that happened with the patch. But other than that, I've never had an issue logging it.
No, the login part, I don't think I'm not the only one that's had that issue. I just think I just think so many people have this issue and so many people have no issues. It could also be the time I'm usually trying to play. Everybody's on.
It could be,
uh,
maybe,
but
but I don't know. Well, I get you usually play early, like earlier in the day, and that's not really prime time.
it's in the summer where no kids are on
Fair.
at school, and it's in the middle of the day.
That's fair, I guess.
Now we'll see how it goes when school starts up again.
Yeah. But I mean, for the most part, there's a little bit of lag because there's a lot of people playing this game. Um, I mean, for the most part, like there's some lag and a few graphics issues, but that's because there's so many people playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like this game is surprising how well it's doing.
I
Um,
know that. So for you, those of you who don't know or haven't paid attention to when we talked about it before, this game is created by the makers of Conan Exiles.
right.
They've learned a lot from Conan Exiles, and you can see that they are utilizing what they learned in this game.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like this game has set records and stuff on Steam for concurrent users and stuff. It's insane how full it is.
Mm-hmm.
They had to add, I want to say it was like 50 more servers or something, and they already had a just bananas amount of servers to start with because I think there was like 30 or 40 world groups to start with, and each world group had like 20 to 30 servers attached to it. So like that's so many servers, and they were like login queues because they were all full, every
That's
one of
off.
them.
That's also because they put a limit on how many people could join, so they didn't have to do a server wipe every 7 days.
Right. I want.
That's That's the one thing I do like about this game over Rust or those other big public server games where they have to wipe it every so often because everybody comes in and builds a lot of stuff and it starts bogging down the system.
Right.
Here, they capped how many people can actually join a world server, um, a world group, so that way you can actually keep all your stuff long term.
Yeah. I do. I want to start getting more into the deep desert. Like the last 2 weeks I've built a base out there, but I haven't utilized it near as much as I want to. I want to start doing like a weekly base out there that has like basically all the functionality of my main base and just spend most of the time out there. It's hard because it's scurry. Like I don't want to get killed and have my ornithopter killed and like I'm not a big PvPer. I never have been on any game,
Mm-hmm.
and this game kind of forces you to do that, and that's my one downfall is that it forces you to kind of like you can avoid it if you really 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 want to play the slow game, but I kind of want to get a little further in. I don't know. We either need to expand the guild or merge with another guild or something so that we have more
Yeah, definitely.
help.
I would like to try expanding it or merging with someone that wants to join that another small guild and see if they would be willing to join up with us.
Yeah,
Uh, because so far we got 3 people in our guild, and they're one's a listener, and it's me, or 4 people.
yeah,
Uh,
but
Me, you, your friend, and then one of our listeners, War Makita.
yeah, Siren. I don't know. I don't know how much he'll be on because he started playing Enshrouded again with a bunch of other friends, so he'll probably just disappear. But
But
We'll
we do
see.
need to get more people. And if you listen to this show and you do play Dune Awakening and you're not part of a guild and you want to join us, reach out. I'm
And you
Rook.
don't mind joining our server, we'll help you.
Yeah, we will help you. We'll get you back up to where you were.
Yep.
You can be running around just getting mats. We'll be your armed bodyguards.
Heck yeah.
We'll drive the buggy while you sit there and mine.
We'll even let you drive our buggy. I don't care. Like
Yeah.
like I said, I got 3 ornithopters. So I don't mind.
I mean, you're in that perfect area to mine everything you need to build a basic Mark IV ornithopter.
Easy mode. Yeah, I'm right around all the aluminum. All the aluminum.
Yep.
So
So I think based on this review we just had, because of everything we just talked about, I would say, what did I say at the pre-release? What? I forgot what I rated it. I don't remember what I rated it, but right now I would rate it a 9 out of 10.
that's solid. That's solid. Do I have to go solid numbers?
No, you can do whatever.
I would go 9.2 out of 10.
You 0.2 upper.
Yep, only 0.2 upper. I would go 9.2 out of 10. I would definitely give this a positive, very positive review. I mean, the fact that I have over 215 hours into the game already in just over a month should say how good this game is.
So we're not.
It's like my second or third highest played game of all time on Steam.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that doesn't count EverQuest and other like non-Steam games like Starfield.
All right.
Because I played Starfield on Xbox. So
On Steam, out of 43,986 reviews, it has a mostly positive out of all of its reviews. They have their critic reviews on here, and they range anywhere. Now, this is critic reviews from initial launch, not with their latest update where they have done a few minor changes. You're anywhere between 8 and 9 out of 10. Or Eurogamer 4 out of 5.
yeah, which is an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't tried it yet and you want to try it, come to the World's End server, Sandrat. That's where we're at. You can play with us. Look for Archon. Look for Rook. Archon's on a lot more than Rook, but find me. I'll be happy to let you join our guild and help us fight off the PvPers out in the desert.
Yeah.
And if you're on World's End but you're on a different server, you can move over really easy. You get to keep your character and everything. You don't even have to start over. If you're on the same world group, you can move to any sub server within there. So join us, please.
Join us. If you're playing with friends in the same world group and it's really only a couple of y'all and y'all want more people to play with, join us. Come to our world group. We'll help you get all the mats you need to rebuild up. You won't lose it. Like Archon said, you won't lose any of your skills or anything. It's great.
That only works if you're on World's End. If you're on any other server, you'd have to start over. But we'd still help you.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I think I had some news articles in here, but we're already over the hour mark, and these aren't really. Well, I'm going to talk about them anyway.
Do it.
All right.
First one. Good ones.
There's just a couple interesting facts that I found. One of them, it says Netflix is now saying 50% of all of its global users now watch anime. That is
Netflix has anime?
Yeah, they have anime. They've always had anime for as long, at least for
I know they have a few anime shows, but I'm talking like anime, like Crunchyroll type anime or what? Like,
they've added a lot. That's where I watched, what's that one? Oh, I can't remember the name of it now. It's the one where they're inside a MMO. Can't remember the name of it. So They got that one. They have
Got nothing.
Black Clover. They have a couple other big named
You know they
ones.
got didn't isn't Netflix the one that released that One Piece,
I think so.
the
I don't
live
know off the
action
top of
One
my.
Piece?
I have no idea off the top of my head, but I do know
I
that's where
think it
you
was
could watch.
Netflix.
I know that's where you could watch Full Metal Alchemist live action and the Bleach live action.
You know what is actually one of my favorite? I think we've talked about this on the show, but one of my favorite animes on Netflix is the Castlevania series.
Mm-hmm.
It is really, really good.
Oh
I
yeah, it
enjoyed
is.
it, and I'm not a huge like I've never really gotten into a whole lot of anime, but I really liked that series. I don't think I've seen all of it. I think they've added a few seasons since the last time I watched it, but I need to catch up on that. That show was
So
good.
in 2024, they had 33 anime titles appeared in Netflix's global top 10 rankings.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Now this is not English, obviously, uh, but yeah, that's pretty awesome. They are releasing more animes during the Anime Expo in Los Angeles this year too.
Sweet.
And then the last one I wanted to talk about was I found this interesting. We when Widget was on the show, we had some things to say about AI.
Mhm.
And more I play with AI recently, the more I realize I can see everybody's fear because the art and everything, it's a little worrisome. But now this article makes it even more worrisome. Google DeepMind spin-off company very close to human trials for its AI designed drugs. The article states DeepMind's chief business officer says Alphabet's drug discovery company Isomorphic Labs is preparing to launch human trials of AI designed drugs, according to a report in Fortune, pairing cutting edge AI with pharma veterans to design medicines faster, cheaper, and more accurately. I could see how that could be beneficial, but the question is, will it really be cheaper?
I don't know. I mean, if you're using a combination of pharmacists and AI as opposed to all pharmacists, yeah, I can see that being cheaper.
Maybe.
But again, it's one of the big fears of AI is it puts people out of jobs.
Mm-hmm. Now, you still need people to verify everything, but
Right.
AI.
That's it says with pharmacists. So instead of having 10 pharmacists working on a drug, you got 5 pharmacists and AI. So then 5 pharmacists are now out of a job.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there are benefits to it, obviously, but then there's also the glaring negatives as well.
So we had this big discussion just a few minutes ago about the world being heading the direction of
The Oasis, yes.
the Oasis. I think we're going to be going more towards Wally.
Oh, I hope not. Honestly, hold on a second. Hold on a second. What if it is? Because all these like overweight people were floating around in chairs plugged into something. Maybe they were plugged into the Oasis.
Whoa.
Especially wait till you get to Ready Player 2. I'm telling you, man. What
Oh,
if they are the same thing?
that is scary. If we found out a connection that nobody thought about, that is scary.
Yeah, dude. That wow. Wow.
Okay, so everybody, you heard it here first. The people in Wally are playing Oasis.
Yeah, people in Wally could be in the Oasis. It could be.
We could be in the Oasis right now and nobody would know. Or the Matrix, either way.
Yeah, it's funny because they actually make that reference in the book. Did
All
we
right.
learn nothing from the Matrix?
Exactly. All right, everybody. So that's pretty much all we got today. If you can, do us a favor, and if you're watching a YouTube video, click that like and subscribe button down below, so that way we get the algorithm starts picking us up more, and we can get more viewers. You can
Yeah.
reach us on our email if you don't want to reach us anywhere else at podcastraw@gmail.com, or the place to be.
Discord. Discord/GG or discord.gg/raw podcast. Wow, as if my brain will work. Yeah, we are constantly on there. It's attached to our phones. It gives us notifications if you send us messages on there. So you'll get a reply back pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
So if you really want to get a hold of us, that's the place to do it.
Oh, yeah. And we love ideas for content for this show. We love just chatting with everybody and even gaming with everybody. If you're online and you see us in the chat, jump in. We'll talk with you. Ask Mossy. Ask Mixter 3000.
3,000, yes, 3,000. Or Warmakida.
Or Warmakita.
Yes.
They're the
Several
ones that
people jump in there with us.
Not as many as that used to, but then again, times do change. People do get busy. So
Also, check out our TikTok. We're on TikTok as well. You can find us raw and nerdy on there. Like and subscribe to that as well, so that we can get that algorithm rolling as well, just like with our YouTube.
you can
And
also
you can find us on Facebook.
Facebook. We're Raw Podcasts on Facebook, and then Instagram's Raw Podcast 1. We are slacking on Instagram a little bit, but that's because we haven't gone anywhere that's really nerdy.
Hopefully, we can remedy that soon.
Hopefully.
Or you can reach us individually. You can find me on all social media as the Archon606.
You can find me anywhere as some variation of Tomcat 213 or Rook 213.
And I believe that is all we have for you this week. So thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you again next week, every Monday. So you guys have a great week.
Y'all stay nerdy.